badge, or we're very happy to have you here tonight, and thank you. Next item of business is approval of our agenda. Since it's so short, is there anyone that wants to make a change in it?
Motion to approve.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, approval of agenda is done. Next is the mayor's report. Our mayor is not here tonight. He's in Germany and will be home tomorrow. Is there anyone on the board of the aldermen that would like to make any comment under the mayor's report?
I will make a comment. Today I had the opportunity to visit the new Hampton Inn in the town. I was over there for business reasons because we're looking to do a new relationship with the owner of that building and their other properties here in town. And I was amazed how nice that facility is. It is arguably the nicest Hampton Inn that I've ever been in, and they are doing a lot of state-of-the-art amenities to that this is going to be a facility that this town can be very proud of. It is very, very well done.
Thank you. Jeff, any comments?
No, I do not.
Okay, next is approval of our minutes from the May 12th, 2011 meeting. Do I hear a motion for approval of those?
I'll move for approval.
I'm sorry, I missed. Well, we'll go ahead and approve the minutes.
Second.
Thank you. The minutes are approved as written. I skipped the citizens forum, and I do apologize. Madam Recorder, do we have anyone here tonight that wishes to speak?
We have two citizens tonight. The first one is Steve Gilman, and the second will be Kim Turner.
Okay, Mr. Gilman, if you would come before over here. Give us your name and address.
Steve Gilman, 96.
Over the loudspeaker because we're on TV.
That's Steve Gilman. My address is 96 Canberra, Canberra Drive. That's in Knoxville, 37923. And I actually own property in Farragut and Fox Run, and to be quite honest, I'm almost got my house finished, and I don't know the address, so I might have to email that one back to you there. I've come to you all tonight, and I've found out when I got here I was a little bit premature. I've sent a letter to many of the aldermen and the mayor and different people on behalf of my client, Tennessee Trash Service. It's a garbage, refuse removal and recycling company that services Farragut, parts of Knox County, Loudoun County, and a local business. Ms. Turner, who's sitting here, is the owner of that company. So when I say I'm premature in that there's June 9th, I understand there's going to be discussion about a subject matter that was discussed in a workshop, which is about an initiative that the board has discussed about recycling in Farragut and the potential of offering what I read to be a franchise agreement with one of a number of vendors that operate in this area to try to lower the cost for recycling. And I'm not here really to talk too much about the legal basis. I see Mr. Hale's paying attention because as a fellow attorney over there about that. But I talk because Tennessee Trash Service is a close client to me. Kim Turner's my sister. My father is a co-owner of that business as well. And they've serviced through other entities and through Tennessee Trash Service this area for a number of years. I went to Farragut High School. My sister went to Farragut High School. Tennessee Trash Service spends money in the Farragut area for gas, for supplies. Many of the workers live in the Farragut area or on the board of the Farragut area and shop here. And we just wanted to talk about our position, and briefly, since June 9th is when there's going to be more discussion about this. But in reading the article and the discussions in the workshop, it appears that what's being put on the table, to me at any rate, is very anti-competitive and very anti-business. I say that because it looks like what is going to happen is, if the vote passes for this recycling program, the town of Farragut potentially could be offering a franchise agreement to one vendor, perhaps Waste Connections, perhaps Waste Management, perhaps Tennessee Trash Service. I'm sure there would be some type of bidding process, and again, the article doesn't get deep into that. But the problem I see with that is it looks like the pursuit is to save money for residents by trying to get a more competitive rate. We have a problem with that in that what it's basically doing is giving a competitive advantage to the company that can come in and do it cheapest. Tennessee Trash Service, like many of the vendors in this area, have contracts with numerous residents for various different terms, and they've got those because they've built and spent money to build a business up and to provide good service. They have numerous workers who work for them. They have numerous suppliers who rely upon their business so that they can do their job, and a lot of different costs and trucks and different things, and they do that to ensure that they can give the best service possible. The problem that we see, that my client sees as a company, without getting to the legal problems that I see with it, is that it's a race to the bottom. Likely it's going to be trying to get a savings of 25 cents per home or 50 cents per home by trying to get people to use one service and endorsing that service. And the problem with that is it's likely going to go, the company that likely can do it the cheapest is going to be a multinational company that is not a local company, that doesn't spend money here, that doesn't care about Farragut the way that this business does and the way that many small businesses in this community do. You talked about, and I'm not sure of your name, sir, because you're sitting in the mayor's chair, but you talked about a hotel you visited today, that Hampton Inn, that I assume is locally owned, and how nice it was, and how well set up it looked like it was, how much money they'd spent there. Well, the reason they did that was to be competitive with other businesses in the area. The problem that we see with the franchise agreement is that any company that got that and would pull all these customers of our client, customers of other refuse removal entities in the area, once they put our client out of business, because that's what would happen with the numerous customers they've got in Farragut who unfortunately would be enticed by the price that may be offered, is that the service would go downhill. It happens in every instance where one company ends up having a monopoly in an area. We feel like our client gets numerous letters every day from people who appreciate their service. I believe a member who was sitting here on the board was talking about the fact that Tennessee Trash Service, when we came in, goes up their driveway, a long driveway, to get their trash. We think that in the long run, getting into this service, but again, not getting into the legality of that issue, would just be anti-competitive, and in the end, in the long run, even if it saved a couple of dollars, it's going to impair contracts for local business. People will have to lose jobs when that business goes away, and ultimately, the end result is we're going to have a national corporation, perhaps, who gets a franchise agreement with Farragut, who has the business here in Farragut, and the quality of service is certainly going to dip when that competition is no longer there. Many people on CNN, on MSNBC, call it the Walmart effect. I think that Farragut, especially, having grown up here, is better than that, and I think that there's a better way. I think that the recycling and the garbage refuse business, and again, Tennessee Trash Service in business for 7 years. Before they came on the scene, you really only had a couple of choices. Now they're here, other small companies are here, and I think it's a very competitive market. And because of that competition, everyone is trying to provide a better service to the consumer. I think if Farragut gets into that and strong arms it into one person to save a couple of dollars, I think in the long run it's just going to be bad for the consumer in Farragut and bad for business in general. But I'll save, again, most of any comments that I've got, I'll try to save for June 9 about what I believe to be the legal issues with it. I don't think that's as important as the effect on the citizens of Farragut. I think that's where we start, and that's where we have to look, and I just don't think it's good for Farragut first before we get into any issues for Tennessee Trash Service or for other competitors in the area. So thank you for your time.
Are there any comments from the other aldermen? Any from the audience? Well, thank you, Mr. Gilman, and we look forward to seeing you again at our June meeting. And we had one other person that signed up to speak.
Turner.
Appreciate you letting me come tonight. I'm not a public speaker, so I'm going to try to be brief and probably won't do a very good job. But it's Kim
Address.
Turner. I'm sorry, my address is 230 Lake Crest Drive, and that's in Lenoir City, Tennessee 37772. I started Tennessee Trash Service 7 years ago. It was kind of a brainchild of me and my father, and because I'd always worked with him when I was a child, and went to Farragut High School, grew up here, and went to UT, and I lost my job when I was 8 months pregnant. And that's when I decided to start this garbage company with one truck and one customer, and that was me, and I was free. I didn't pay. I've grown it by passing out flyers to customers in the Farragut area, and that's where I started out, and have grown it to over 10,000 customers in the West Knoxville area and in Loudoun County. I pick up trash, I pick up recycling every day. I ran a route today. And I work hard for what I do. And all I'm asking you, I will help the town of Farragut in any way I can. I will donate to your recycling program, and I will ask you that anything I donate, ask the other two companies to donate. We will be glad to help you promote any recycling program that you want in this town. Just please don't take my customers and give them to another company and force them to use someone else. When I came in today, I didn't plan to come here tonight, and I was dirty when I came in. And on my desk, I had the article from the town of Farragut, because one of my secretaries lives in the town of Farragut. And so she brought me the article, and I read it, and that's when I planned on coming here tonight. And underneath that article, every day we get customers that call in, and they give compliments to our employees. And this was from a town of Farragut resident that lives in the town of Farragut. And they had just started my garbage service within the last year, and this was the letter that was written to me. It said, "I would like to start this correspondence by stating that I have never taken the time to write a letter to any organization regarding the level of service I have received, good or bad. However, in this case, I feel that it is needed. I became a customer of yours when I purchased my home a little over a year ago. The main reason why I chose your company over your competition was solely based on price," which is what we're talking about tonight. "I have also made many recommendations to family members and friends on the basis that your prices were very competitive and your drivers are always on time. With that being said, let me get to the reason for this letter. On Sunday, May 22nd, 2011, I rolled my trash can to the bottom of my driveway, along with some other objects that would not fit in the can, one of which was a bag of trash. I placed the larger items in the extra bag of trash next to the can, just as I have done numerous times, and ended my evening. Monday morning, May 23rd, 2011, I made my regular morning cup of coffee and walked out on my porch only to see that an animal had ripped open the extra trash bag sitting outside the container, and trash was spread all over my driveway and yard. After the initial shock of seeing this mess, I went inside to get prepared to clean it up. After I got ready, I walked outside and found that not only had my trash container already been emptied, but your employees, which is a female employee, by the way, had cleaned up every piece of trash from my driveway and my yard. This completely floored me. Not only are your prices better than your competition, but your employees are going above and beyond their job responsibilities to make your customers happy. This level of service was not only expected, but very much appreciated. Your bio page on your website says that we strive to be the best and hope to serve you for all of your waste hauling needs. Well, Mr. Gilman, which is my father, see this was written to, your team is the best, and you will serve me for all of my waste hauling needs for a long, long time. I will continue to recommend your services to my family and friends, and I can do so now with a wonderful testimony of the level of service that your team provides. I thank you for employing such great people, and I look forward to many happy years of service with you. Unfortunately, I didn't get an opportunity to thank the team that provided this level of service in person. Will you please let them know that I appreciate what they did for me and reward them in the best way that you can see fit? Again, thank you very much." And this person lived on Hewlin Drive in Farragut. My only point with reading that to you is that competition causes people to have to give better service. We want to strive to be the best service that we can, and competition also drives down prices. So not only are we usually the cheapest service, usually we're giving the best service because we're locally owned. And all I'm asking you is that you take that into consideration when you make this decision, because if I have to explain to my employees that live in this area and shop at the Farragut Market, they shop at Kroger's, they shop at Walmart, they shop at at the gas stations, that they no longer have a job and that I can't pay for the equipment that I bought, I really don't know what I would do. So I would really appreciate if you would just considering leaving it a free enterprise system, and I will gladly entertain any ideas that you have to help the town of Farragut in any way I can whatsoever as a business. Thank you very much.